Today we'll discuss the absorption of the drugs related to the various barriers, which means various barriers affecting the drug penetration, factors affecting skin permeation, and approaches to enhance the skin permeation, and various approaches to promote the crossing of blood-brain barrier by the drugs, influence of drug pKa and GIPH on the drug absorption, then factors affecting your gastric emptying. First, coming to the penetration of drug to the blood-brain barrier. So this is the stealth of endothelial cell lining the capillaries. It has tight junction and lack large intracellular pores. Uh, Further, neural tissues covers the capillaries. Together, they constitute the so-called blood-brain barrier. Astrocytes are the special cells which are means elements of spotting tissue in the basis of endothelial membrane. The blood-brain barrier is the separation of circulating blood and cerebrospinal fluid CSF that is maintained by the choroid plexus in the central nervous system. The cerebrospinal that is fluid is formed mainly by the choroid plexus of the lateral third and fourth ventricles and similar to composition of ECF in the brain. So here, unlike the capillaries found in other parts of the your body, the capillaries in the brain are highly specialized and much less permeable to the water-soluble drugs. The brain uh, capillaries consist of endothelial cells which are joined to one another by the continuous tight intracellular junctions that is comprising what is called as your blood-brain barrier, or moreover the your presence of special cells that we discussed that are called the astrocytes, which are the elements of the spotting tissue found at the base of the endothelial membrane. It forms a solid envelope around the brain capillaries. As a result, the intercellular passage is blocked, and for a drug to gain access from the capillary circulation into the brain, it has to pass through the cell rather than between them. However, these are specific sites in the brain where the blood-brain barrier does not exist, namely the trigger area and the medial hypothalamic eminence. Moreover, drug administration uh, intranasally may diffuse directly into the CNS because of the continuity between submucous area of the nose and the subarachnoid space of the olfactory lobe. Since the blood-brain barrier is a lipoidal barrier, it uh, it allows only the drug having high oil-in-water partition coefficient to diffuse passively, whereas moderately lipid-soluble and partially ionized molecules penetrate at a slow rate. The effective partition coefficient of thiopental, a highly lipid-soluble drug, is 50 times than of the phenobarbital and crosses the blood-brain barrier much more rapidly. So polar natural substances such as sugars and amino acids are transported to brain actively. The structurally similar foreign molecules can also penetrate the blood-brain barrier by the same mechanism. The most antibiotics such as penicillin, which are polar, water-soluble and ionized at the plasma pH, it does not cross the blood-brain barrier under the normal circumstances. So the selective permeability of the lipid-soluble moieties through the blood-brain barrier makes appropriate choice of the drug to treat the CNS disorder as essential part of the therapy. For example, Parkinsonism, a disease which is characterized by the your depletion of dopamine in the brain, cannot be treated by administration of dopamine as it does not cross the blood-brain barrier. Hence, the levodopa, which can penetrate the CNS where it is metabolized to dopamine, is used in its treatment. So, targeting of the polar drugs to brain in certain conditions such as tumor had always been a problem. So, three different approaches have been utilized successfully to promote the crossing the blood-brain barrier by the drug. Okay, so this is your blood-brain barrier. This is the EC of the blood, the giant cell. This is basement membrane, capillary endothelium, tight intercellular junctions, highly lipoidal soluble drugs that will reaches the brain. This is brain. Okay. So various approaches to promote the crossing of the blood-brain barrier. The use of the permeation enhancers such as dimethyl sulfoxide DMSO, osmotic disruption of the blood-brain barrier by the infusing the internal carotid artery with mannitol, use of dihydropyridine redox system as the drug carrier to the brain. The lipid-soluble dihydropyridine is linked as a carrier to the polar drug to form a prodrug that rapidly crosses the blood-brain barrier. So next coming to the your placental barrier. So placenta, that is the membrane which is separating fetal blood from the maternal blood. It is made up of the fetal trophoblast, basement membrane and endothelium. So main thickness 25 micron in early pregnancy and reduces to 2 micron at the full term. So many drugs having the molecular weight less than 1000 Daltons and moderate to highly soluble like your ethanol, sulfonamides, barbiturates, so anticonvulsant and some antibiotics crosses this barrier by the simple diffusion quite rapidly. So nutrient essential for the fetal growth are transported by carrier mediated process. So this is your placental barrier. So this is fetal vein, fetal artery, fetal membrane, that is trophoblast, endothelium. So drug movement, that is maternal artery, maternal vein. So drug movement is from this. Then coming to the penetration of the drugs to the through across the skin. So skin is composed of three primary layers: the epidermis, which provides the waterproofing and serves as a barrier to infection; the dermis, which serves as a location for the appendages of the skin; and the hypodermis or the subcutaneous adipose layer. The sternum corneum is the outermost layer of the epidermis and is composed mainly of the dead keratinized cells. From the lack of oxygen and nutrients, it has a thickness between 10 to 40 micrometers. The dermis is the layer of the skin beneath the epidermis. It contains the hair follicles, your sweat glands, sebaceous glands, apocrine glands, lymphatic vessels, and but this the purpose to attach the skin to the underlying bone and muscles as well as supplying it to the blood vessel and nerves. The main cell types are fibroblast, then macrophages, adipocytes, and hypodermis contains 50% of the body fat. So this is your cross section of the skin. This is, you can see, pore. This is hair shaft. It goes from here. This is your capillaries, skin surface, sweat pore, sweat glands, arterioles, adipose tissues, nerve endings, matrix, connective tissue, sebaceous glands. Then this is your part is epidermis, dermis to skin, and subcutaneous tissues. The route of penetration, that through the follicular region, through the sweat ducts, through the unbroken stratum corneum. So factors in the skin permeation is the thickness of the skin layer, thickness on the palm and soles, and thickest on the face. Skin condition, permeability of the skin is affected by the age, disease state or injury. Then skin temperature, the permeability increases with the increase in temperature. Then state, disease state, or then skin approaches, inactions, antophoresis, sonophoresis, magnetophoresis, that is how it is. So coming to the penetration of drug to the mucosal membrane of the nose, throat, trachea, buccal cavity, lungs, vagina and nectar surface. The barrier for the drug absorption is the capillary endothelium membrane, which is lipoidal and consists of the pore. Thus, the soluble drug can easily penetrate by diffusion, and smaller can penetrate by the smaller drugs can penetrate to the your pore transport. So as in a simple endothelial barrier, the membrane of capillaries blood supply blood to the most tissues, practically speaking, not a barrier to the moieties, which we call drugs. Thus, all drugs ionized or unionized with a molecular size less than 600 Daltons diffuses through the capillary endothelium and into the intestinal fluid. Only drugs bound to the blood components are restricted because of the large molecular size of the complex. The simple cellular membrane barrier, once the drug diffuses from the capillary wall into the extracellular fluid. Its further entry into the cells of most tissues is limited by its permeability through the membrane that lines such cells, such as simple cell membrane, that is lipoidal barrier, that will influence the flow transport. Then coming to the gastrointestinal physiology, then buccal approximated is pH is 6. It is having thin membrane. Blood supply is good and fast absorption with a low dose. Surface area is small. Buccal cavity, that is transit time is short unless it is controlled, like your what do you call, buccal pouches are there. Yeah, bypass the liver, yes. Then esophagus, the pH is approximately 6, very thick, no absorption. Blood supply is not that is surface area is small and transit time is short. Then stomach, pH is approximately 1 to 3. Then membrane into normal lipophilic, acidic and neutral drugs can get be absorbed. Then the blood supply is good, surface area is small. The transit time is 30 to 40 minutes, reduced absorption. Bypass liver, no. Duodenum 6 that is 5 to 7 normal, mainly your lipophilic and neutral drugs. That is your blood supply is good, surface area is large. Okay, transit time is very short. Then this is no, so bypass, no. Then small intestine 6 to 7 pH, normal all types of drugs. Then good, the blood supply is good, very large, about 10, large about 3 hours, 14 feet 18 centimeters, that is the size. So large intestine 6 to, that is blood supply is good. Okay, it is a large. Then these are the gastrointestinal pH. Small intestine, it is a major site for the absorption of the most drug due to its large surface area, that is 0.33 per meter. It is meter square. It is 7 meters in length and it is approximately 2.5 to 3 centimeter in diameter. The folds in the small intestine, called as the fold of Kerking, result in threefold increase in the surface area. Okay, 1 meter square. These folds possesses finger-like projections called the villi, which increases the surface area 30 times, 10 meters square. From the surface of the villi protrudes several microvilli, which increases the surface area 600 times, that is 200 meter square. Okay, then blood supply is 3 to 6 times than the stomach. Then size 5 to 7 point favors pH is your 5 to 7.5, which is favorable for the most drug to remain unionized. Then peristaltic movement is slow, but while the transit time is long, permeability is high. All these factors make intestine the best site for the absorption of the most drugs. So coming to the influence of drug PK and GI pH on the drug absorption. So very weak acids, PK is more than 8, site of absorption, that is unionized at all pH values, absorption along entire length of the GIT. Then moderately weak acids, pKa, that is dissociation constant is 2.5 to 7.5. It is site of absorption, unionized in the gastric pH, ionized in the intestinal pH, better absorbed from the stomach. Then coming to the strong acids, pKa less than 2.5, ionized at all pH values, poorly absorbed from the GIT. So very weak acids like your pK less than 5, unionized at pH value, absorbed along entire length of GIT. Then moderately weak bases, pK 5 to 11, ionized in gastric pH, unionized in the intestinal pH, it is better absorbed from the intestine. Then strong bases, pK more than 11, it ionizes at all pH values, poorly absorbed from the GIT. So GIT blood flow, it plays an important role in drug absorption by continuously maintaining the concentration gradient across the epithelial membrane. The polar molecules that are slowly absorbed show no dependence on the blood flow. The alteration in the lipid soluble drugs and molecules are small and as easily penetrate through the aqueous pores is rapid and highly depend on the rate of blood flow. Then gastric emptying, the process by which food leaves the stomach and enters the duodenum. It is rate determining step in the drug absorption. Rapid gastric emptying advisable when rapid onset of action is desired. Example like your sedatives. So dissolution occurs in the intestine. Example your anti-coated tablets. Then stable in the GI fluid like your unstable, that is penicillin G. Absorbed from the small intestine like vitamin B12. Delay in the gastric emptying recommended when the food promote drug dissolution and absorption. Example is your glycophyllin. Disintegration and dissolution is promoted by the gastric fluid. Okay. Then factors which affect the gastric emptying, like a volume of ingested material, then type of meal. As the volume increases initially and increase, then a decrease. Bulky material tend to empty more slowly than the liquids like fats. Okay. Then type of meals, gastric emptying rate, like carbohydrate, then proteins, then fats. Okay. Then temperature of the food, increase in temperature, increase in the emptying rate. Body position, lying on the left side decreases the emptying rate and right side promotes it. Then GIT pH, retarded at a low stomach pH and promoted at the higher alkaline pH. Emotional state, anxiety promotes whereas depression retarded. Then disease state, gastric ulcer, hypothyroidism retards it, while the duodenal ulcer, hypothyroidism, that will your hyperthyroidism will promote it. Then disease state like your cardiac heart failure decreases the blood flow to the GIT, alters the GI pH, secretions and microbial flora. Cirrhosis influences the bioavailability. Many of the drugs that undergo considerable first pass metabolism. Example is propranolol. Then GIT like your disease conditions like cholera and food poisoning also result in malabsorption. Okay, next we will discuss in the next class. Thank you. अरे बाप रे.